Oh, hi everyone, and welcome to Weezmo's demo. In this demo, you're going to learn everything you need to know about Weezmo. So let's start by going over our back office. So what we have on the left side is menu with all the different pages that will be relevant for you. The pages that you see here are based on your permissions. So you might not see all of them based on the permission that you got. The next thing is our amazing Help Scout that will help you with any questions you have about the back office. You can ask a question, or for each page, you can see relevant articles or FAQs that will help you and guide you through the different actions and options that we have in the system. The next thing is the ability to move between different businesses that you own if you have more than one, and if not, you will have only the one that belongs to you. We have the ability to use any different translation that will be relevant for you. And the last thing is your profile and settings page and the ability to log off from the system. So let's start with the first tab that we see here, which is reports. So this tab includes all the different reports that will help you to gather all the data that you need about your store, about information of digital transactions, returning customers, new customers, information about forms that customers left in the receipt, or even status about the number of digital receipt and percentage of digital receipt that were sent from each branch in your business. So let's start with the main dashboard, the overview. So when you click on the overview, you don't see any information yet. The first thing you need to do is to choose any date range that will be relevant for you. You can choose specific dates or use our templates. You can choose specific branch or all branches. And of course, you can choose specific receipt type. If you want only purchase type or refund, replacement, or anything else, the comparison will be automatically based on what you chose. So if you chose 1 week, you will get compared to the week before, et cetera, et cetera. On any time, you can clear all the filters you choose or click search. So by clicking on search, now I get all the information that is relevant based on the filters that I chose. And I see some arrows with percentage. Some of them are green and some of them are red. These are based on the comparison. So if I chose to compare to the week before, I see if I have increase or decrease in some of the KPIs that appears here. So the first thing that I can see is the installation status on how many stores I have installed Weezmo and how many point of sale has Weezmo installed in. Information about purchases, average cart value or average items in cart. And of course, social campaigns, which is very important. What is the revenue from a campaign I did in the social media? It can be Facebook, Google, TikTok, YouTube, whatever. How many transaction and revenue? What is the revenue I got in the e-commerce online and physical store, which is the offline store? So the next thing we will discuss about is transaction based on digital receipt. So the way we can collect all the data is based on the digital receipt. It means that on any time, we need to make sure that we're sending as much as digital receipt as we can. We send a lot of digital receipt, then we can collect all the data we need and get the best dashboard, the best insights, and all the analytics you need to get about your business. So what we can see here is the percentage of digital receipt to understand if we are an increase or decrease from the previous period. For now, it's last week. How many paper receipt do we have? The open rate, which is very important because inside this digital receipt, we have some information that we want our users, our customers to see. Like maybe we have some forms or promotions to the next purchase. So it's really important to see that we're keep getting increase in the percentage of the open rate and delivery rate in case the cashiers writes a phone number or an email that does not exist. What we can see here are two lines. The first one is for digital receipt rate, and the second one is the open rate. We can see it by days. So we can see if we have some peaks or some low peaks that we need to work on them. For example, maybe on weekends, there are a lot of traffic and we don't have enough time to send digital receipts, and then we will see low numbers and percentage of sending digital receipts. The next thing is customer retention. We don't want just to know that people are visiting our stores and how much money do we get from it. We want to really understand how many of them are new customers or returning customers, and not just this. how much money do we get from each one of them? Because we might think that our returning customers are the most important things. We get a lot of transaction from them, but then we will understand that maybe the new customers are the one that brings more money, and they are the ones that we want to target to come back to our store, visit again, and purchase again. So what we can see here is all the information about our customers by number and by revenue. Not just that, the returning customers are purchasing more than once, right? So here we can see how many of them visits one time, two times, three times at the chosen period of time, and the revenue that we got from them. And because this dashboard shows some comparison, so we can see it based on the last period and the current period. We are coming to the end of this page, and what else we can see here, our top sellers by revenue and by quantity. We have all the sold items, and we can see them by what will be relevant for us, which will be revenue or quantity. So this is just main KPIs and some overview about the business. The next thing we will discuss about is branches statistics. Why do we need any statistics about branches? When you start working with Weezmo, one of the most important things is to make sure that you send as much as digital receipt as you can. As long as you'll send more digital receipt, then we'll be able to collect more data, give you more insights and information about your customers. So what we can see in this page is the percentage of digital receipt that we send from each branch. We can see it per point of sale or even per cashier name. So then you can go and tell the cashier, the specific cashier, listen, I know that you sent less digital receipt than the rest of your team members. Please make sure that you are trying to send more digital receipt. Why it is important? Because at the beginning, we need to make sure that we are talking with our cashiers and store managers all day long. Make sure that they are sending as much as digital receipt as they can. From time to time, they will get used to it and they will keep sending digital receipt. But the beginning is the most important thing. Just so you know, you can export this table. You can filter it by specific branches that you would like to get data for, or even specific date range that will be relevant for you. The next thing we'll discuss about is a short report about our coupons. How many of our coupons we redeemed by branch, by list name of the coupons, how many of them redeemed by total, and how many of them weren't redeemed. The same for forms, we have some more information. If we have form in the receipt, such as feedback or even registration to the loyalty program, we can see all the different forms that we have inside the receipt, and we can see some information about the number of customers that submitted this form per branch, per number of submissions, and what were they submitted. If it's a form, how many of the films they submitted, and if it's a feedback, we will see all the information about the feedbacks. The next thing is the point of sale status. So for each point of sale, we can see the status. What we see here is a demo. So of course we don't have any point of sale that is connected right now, but you have here information about the different colors and what each one of them says. So on any time, you can go to the point of sale status page and see if you have some problems with any one of your point of sale. Just to make sure, if you will have any problem, we might know it even before you and get to talk to you about it even before. The next thing we will discuss about is our notifications page. So what is notifications? These are the SMSs that we send the digital receipts. We have small differentiator between notifications and segments. So let's say, for example, that each SMS contains 140 characters. If your SMS has more than 140 characters, for example, 152 characters, so the number of segments won't be the same number of notifications. It will be doubled because every SMS that you send is basically 2 segments and you're paying per segment. So it's just information for you to know. More than that, what we can see here is the send statistics. How many receipts were sent? It means digital receipt. How many of them were sent and print? So the cashier decided to send a digital receipt but print a paper receipt as well. And how many of them were printed receipts? Under this page, I think that this is the most important thing that you should know about for now. And if it will be relevant for you later, you can read any article that we have about this page to gather some more information. The last page that we will go through under the reports tab is customer analysis page. And I think that is one of the most important pages that we have in our system. So when talking about Weezmo, we're talking a lot about knowing our customers, understand what is relevant to them, and then trying to connect with them with offers that will be relevant for them. Because if I'm buying shoes in your store, I'm not sure that it will be relevant to try and sell me some glasses because maybe I'm not using one. But if you know that I have favorite colors, or you know that I purchase in a specific total range, then you will be able to offer me things that will be more relevant for me. So what we have in this dashboard is all the information we need to know about our customers in order to engage with them in better and wiser ways. So what we see here, again, we start with filter as the rest of the system that we showed before. We can choose any date range and any brands that will be relevant, but we don't have just these two filters. The RFM tree map and the online offline Venn diagram are filters as well. So let's start by talking about RFM. What is RFM? So RFM refers to recency, frequency, and monetary. These three categories helps us to understand our customers' behavior through time and not just per specific purchase. So per each one of these categories, every customer gets score from 1 till 4. 1 is the highest score and 4 is the lowest one. So if I'm the best customer ever, for each one of these categories, I will get 1. So 1 for recency, 1 for frequency, and 1 for monetary. And why is that? Because I purchase lately, I have high frequency, and I spend more money than the average of the rest of the customers. So what we are doing is having here different models, different RFM models that we've created before based on specific scores. And what you can see in this tree map is the division of the different models group based on number of customers, the revenue, the average cart value, and basically you can choose what will be relevant for you. So we have lowest spending, best customers, potential loyalty, high spending, and risk of churn customers, which are the customers that are just about to leave us. The next thing we can see here is the Venn diagram that showed us how many of these customers prefer to purchase only online, only in the physical store, and both of them. And why these two are filters? Because all the information that we will see here, we would like to get it based on specific groups that we would like to get information for. So let's say, for example, that I would like to get some data about the customers that belongs to the risk of churn group. I will click on search, and immediately what I will see here is the information about the customer that are under risk of churn group, how many of them purchase only online, offline, and both of them. But if I'll scroll down, I will see purchases by time. How many of these customers under risk of churn are returning customers and new customers? And not just that, what is the revenue from each one of them, of the division between the returning and new? How many of them are loyalty members and how many of them aren't? And it's not just that. We can see per this group what are their favorite items or even categories if you want to take it wider, and the retention by number of purchases. And why all of this matters? Because let's say, for example, that I would like to create an SMS campaign that makes them return to the store. I will offer them things that will be relevant for them, right? So if I see that most of them are purchasing online, I will send them something that will be relevant to the e-commerce. 10% off for the e-commerce just for you using a coupon code. Or maybe I will promote them some items that they like to purchase. I don't want to offer them something that it won't be relevant for them. So I'm offering them things that are specially for them. If you will know your customers better, you will be able to offer them things that will be relevant for them. So just to summarize, here you can choose the filters that will be relevant for you. It can be, I want to take risk of churn customers that purchase only the e-commerce, click search again, and then I'll see that all the data that I'm showing are e-commerce and risk of churn customers. I can see all the information that will be relevant for me. On any time, I can click on clear and start searching from the beginning. Now we'll move on to the next tab, the Analytics tab. Under this tab, we have two pages that are very, very important for us and will help us to understand how to manage our business even better. The first one is item mismatch. It's kind of the same as basket analysis. This page helps you to understand which product goes with others. So you can learn how you can offer bundles together or even put products next to each other in the store or even next to the cashier area to offer people to increase their basket. Why it is relevant? If you can understand which product goes with each other, you know what to offer your customers. And not just in the store itself, you can offer them these products in the digital receipt, offer them some coupons, or even just to send them to your e-commerce to this specific items page. So what are we doing here? We're writing the SKU code, the item code, and then click on search. What I will see here is which items go with the item that I just looked for. Because it's a demo, you won't see any relevant information or something that will make sense. But what we can see here is when we hover the mouse, we can see the name of the specific item and we can see the division by percentage. You can choose to see more items than just three. So you can learn which different items go with this item that you just chose. If it's not just that, you can say, I want to know what items goes with this SKU and another SKU. It means that people purchase not just this item, but this item and that item as well. So these two items must be in the same cart. And then we want to see which other items we have with them. The next page is customer retention. We saw the customer retention quickly on the main dashboard, the overview, where we saw how many new customers we have, how many returning customers we have, and what is the revenue for each one of them. What we can see here is the repeat customers by number of purchases. In the date range that I chose, I want to see the period by day, and I want to see how many people purchased once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. And what we see below is the cohort analysis graph that shows us how many people purchase, how many customers purchase on a specific day, and how many of them return on the next day, the next one, the next one. So it's not just how many of them return to the store, but was it like the day after? Was it the week after? It helps us to understand how much they engage with our business. You don't have to do it just by day, it can be by week, for example. So here you can see specific week, the week January 30, and you can see how many of the customer return on the next week, the second week after, the third week after, etc., etc. Of course, what you see here is a demo, so the numbers won't make any sense. So let's move on to the next tab, which is receipts. Under this tab, we have all the information we need to get about our receipt, the receipt editor, some blacklists, people that won't get any digital receipt if they ask to, and some more information. So the first thing we will go through is the receipt log. The receipt log shows us all the receipts that have been sent through this specific business. You can filter it by day, by specific branch, or even specific point of sale. If you want to see it by only the receipt that we send and print, and just print, and for a specific total. Why do we need all these filters? Because customers might want to ask a digital receipt after they got paper receipt, or even they don't find the receipt, they want to get a new one. We have the ability to send them the receipt from here. In order to do so, we can search it by their phone number if we send it to a phone number, search it by transaction ID, order ID, any information that we have. And if we don't have specific information, we can just filter it. They know that they purchased on a specific day, specific branch, and they purchased the total of their purchase was $254, for example. Then we will be able to find the receipts. What we can see is a green icon of I'm information, where we can see the original receipt and the information that we got from this receipt. We have the receipt ID. The next thing, which is the orange receipt icon. This is the most important place for you to understand how can you resend the receipt. So all you have to do is click on resend receipt, and you can decide if you want to send it to the current email or phone number, or you want to send it to a different one. Maybe the cashier wrote the wrong number, so now we're going to write the correct number and send it again. The customer will get it immediately to his phone number or email box. And the last thing is the preview of the digital receipt. What we can see here is just a preview of the digital receipt. What we have here, we can export to an Excel file, PDF, print it, whatever we need. So let's move to the next page, our receipt editor. We're talking a lot about sending digital receipt in order to collect data, to get some analytics and information. But let's talk about the digital receipt itself. In this digital receipt, you have another place where you can engage with your customers. You can offer them next best offer items that will be relevant for them. You can ask them to join your loyalty program, or even leave a feedback to understand how was their experience in your store. Basically, you can put whatever you want in this receipt. You can design it by yourself and decide how it will look. And each customer can see a whole different receipt, because this receipt is 100% personalized. So what we see in this page is a lot of different templates and the ability to create your own template. You can design receipt, you can design forms inside the receipt, or even some pop-ups. Let's go back to the receipt. For each receipt, you can copy the link of the receipt, edit it, delete it, copy, or see a preview of the receipt. For now, what I want to do is just take one of the templates and get inside, just to show you all the things we offer inside the receipt editor. So when we clicked on it, the page opened. In a minute, we will see the receipt template that we just chose. And I want to talk about the 3 panels section that we have inside this receipt editor. The left one shows us all the containers, columns, and elements that we can drag into the receipt. Basically, if we want to add something to the receipt, we're doing it from the left panel. On top of it, we have the receipt name. We can create new receipt from this pencil button. We can refresh the receipt. So it means that if we didn't save and we click on the refresh icon, it will go back to the last time that we saved. Save button, undo, preview for the receipt, and a settings menu. From this menu, we can test the receipt, send the test to our phone, or open it in a browser and publish the receipt, which is very important, because after saving the receipt, we want to publish it. So in the middle panel, you can see the receipt. We can scroll this. You can touch everything here. For each element inside the receipt, you can decide if you want to clone it, delete, or just drag it by using the dots that appears here. So everything is touchable. The right panel shows us the properties about that relevant to the object that we just chose. So I will choose this one. It's an image, so I have properties for this image. And let's take this one. It's product items, so I can manage everything from here. So what I would like to talk about right now is about the elements and features that we have inside our receipt editor. Now what we will do is have short explanation about the different elements, features, and the containers and columns that appears here. So basically our receipt has some layers. So the first layer is the layout, is the background one. You can choose a different background, or even use an image as a background. On top of it, we are using container and columns. So what we see here is a container, and inside of it, we have different columns. Every element that we are putting has column on top of it. So we have the image property, and on top of it, we have a column. So we can design each one of them. We can choose a different background for the layout, different properties, background, radius of the border for the container itself. And then we have the columns. If we want to drag an element, we need to have a column to drag it to. Or if we will drag an element without having a column, it will create a column automatically. So what we need to do to create it from scratch is to drag a container. We can decide to have like a designed one or a regular. Inside the container, we can drag different columns. For example, here we have a separated column into 2, how much money you saved, and then we're using the money saved receipt field. So it's yours to decide how to do it. If you just want to put an element without any design for it, so you can put the container and then just drag the element. Now, what I would like to talk about is the properties that we have for these containers and columns. For all of them, the settings are the same for containers and columns. So what we have is background. We can change the background. If it will take it from the general, it will be by color. And if it will take it from the background, it will be by image. So we can put an image. We have dimensions to change the size of the container if needed. We have spacing, so we can change the spacing. Let's say, for example, I changed it from 20 to 40. So I have a bigger gap between the middle of the receipt and the rest of the layout. I can change the border if I want to. So I can change it into a different number to use 2 pixel radius, and it will be like a dashed one. And now if I'll click on it, we can see that we have a border here, like a red border. If you remember, I said that if you will click on the refresh one, it will get us back to the last save changes. So this is what I did now. Let's move on to the different elements and features that we have to offer here. So the first one is a text box. All you have to do is just to drag it, double click in order to start typing and design the text block. Double click. I have here everything I want. I can drag it wherever I want in order to make it easier for me to use it. All I have to do is to type, hi, my name is Laura. And that's it. If I want to design it, I can just do any changes that I want, change the text size, whatever it is, change the location, and then that's it. That's all I need. I have 2 options: to click on the X button in order to get out of it, or just to click on something else and it will disappear. If I would like to edit it again, all I have to do, double click. It will appear and I can do any changes that I want. The next one is image. So when I'm dragging an image, all I have to do is to click on choose image, and I have 2 options. I can upload one, or I can put a URL instead of just take it from my computer. If it's a global file, you can just put the URL. So let's say, for example, that I chose something, and here I can change the size of the image. I can do it by pixels, and I can do it by percentage as well. So if I will write here 50%, it will change. As I said before, for every element, we have some properties. So if I'll go to typography, I can change it to the middle, and then it will appear like it will be centralized. I can put some spacing if needed. Let's say, for example, that I don't want it to be like at the top of it. I want to have some space before and space below. So basically, I can do whatever I want with it, taking all the different properties that I have here. Custom HTML, relevant for people that knows how to use custom HTML. You drag it here, you click on edit, and then you can put any script you want inside of this receipt. If you're not familiar with it, you have 2 options. We have articles in our university and our help scouts that will help you to understand what you can do with it. And if you're not familiar with it, you can just use other options that we have here. I won't go one by one, but I do like to talk about a few more features, and the rest of it you can find in our Help Scout. We have information about all the different features that you can put inside the digital receipt. I would like to talk about, first of all, the ability to add YouTube video to your receipt in a matter of a second. All you have to do is to drag it, choose URL. You can take it from YouTube, put it here, and then you will decide if you want it like autoplay or muted, or if you want to start it from specific time range. The next thing is feedbacks. I do believe that feedbacks inside the receipt is one of the most important things, because we do want to know what was the experience of our customers while visiting our store or e-commerce. So using those feedbacks helps us to learn a little bit more about them, and it's connected to a specific purchase that they had. So you know who was the customer, you know who the cashier that took care of him, or on which branch it was, what this customer purchased. So it will be much easier for you to talk to him and understand what happened. What we see here is a red note that says note active topics. So what we need to do is scroll a little bit down and choose topics that we would like to have this feedback for. But just so you know, it's not just the topics that appears here. You can basically write whatever you want. I will write, for example, items, click enter, and I have a new topic. You can change everything. You can change the language. You can write it on your language. You can change everything that appears here. You can change it from smile to thumbs or different smiles. And of course, using the typography, you can change the colors. I don't know why I'm using red all the time, but just for example. And the last thing I would like to talk about before moving to the next thing is our forms. So putting forms inside our receipt is one of the most important things, right? Because we want to collect more information about our customers. Why? Because we want to be able to engage with them. So let's say, for example, that you get consent for SMS or email campaigns. That way you will be able to send them SMS or email campaigns. If we do want to add form to the receipt, we need to create a new one or to choose a template. So what I'm going to do is to choose a template of a form. If I don't want this form, I can use a different one. I can build form from scratch if I want to. I can locate the form inside the receipt, or I can use it as a pop-up. It's your decision what to do with it. The only thing I will say is that it's one of the most important things, because if customers would like to see what they purchased, they can scroll down the receipt and see what they purchased. So just make sure that you put it in a place where they can see it, and then we'll be interactive with it. We're not going to go over the rest of the things that we offer here. I will just say that we offer gamifications inside the receipts, such as spin the wheel. We offer some coupons to make them return the store and purchase again. We have some reviews, links to social media. Basically, you can do anything you want inside this digital receipt. All you have to do is just to click on the Help Scout question mark, ask any question you want, and then you will get all your answers. So the next thing we'll talk about is blacklists. We have the ability to make sure that some of our customers won't get digital receipts because they asked, because they send an email says, I wish not to get these digital receipts anymore. And in order to make sure that you won't get it, even though the cashier writes the phone number, is to add them to the blacklist. And this blacklist, you can add any phone number or email you want. And in case like this, they won't get the digital receipt. And it doesn't matter if it's by email or phone number. What we can see in this page is that we have the most frequent numbers that get digital receipt. We have count for each one of them. If we click on the plus button, it will add them to the blacklist, just like this. It's very easy to do. And on the right panel, what we can see is all the numbers that are already under the blacklist. And in case someone send them digital receipts, we will see here ignore. So if I send just one digital receipt to this number, the ignored number here will be 1. And we have the ability to have auto block numbers. So if per day customer gets at least 4 digital receipts, automatically he will be added to the blacklist. Why we're doing it that way? Because sometimes cashiers just using, I don't know, generic phone number just to make it easier and not really send the digital receipts to the customers. And we want to make sure and prevent an issue where any customer will get tons of digital receipts that are not relevant for him. Anytime you can search phone number from here, or search for a number that already appears in the blacklist. Let's move on to the next page. We talked about the ability to add some coupons to the receipt editor. So the place where we can upload the coupons to our system is under the coupons page. What we see here is all the different coupons lists that we have in the system. For each one of them, we can see how many of them redeemed. If we will hover the mouse on the eye icon, we can see how many redeemed, how many available, and how many coupons we have per each receipt. We can see the list name, the status if we decided to pause it, so no one will be able to use it. On any time, we can upload more coupons or change the list name. If we will click on it, we will see all the coupons that we have. And if some of them were redeemed, we can see under each receipt type it was. Or if we used our marketing automation system, we can see under which campaign it was. We can filter it to see only the redeemed or unredeemed coupons. We can search it by specific campaign name or everything else. All we have to do is just to click on new list, upload a coupon. You have here a sample of how this list is supposed to look like. You upload it and you have a new list. Let's move to the next page, forms data. So under the reports, we saw a report about forms to see from each branches, more customers submitted the form and for which field they submitted the form. And what we can see here is the exact data that's filled inside the form. It can be a form with fields or it can be feedback. So you actually can see what each customer wrote or what was the feedback that they left. And if you want to get some more information, all you have to do is just to copy the receipt ID that you have here, go to the receipt log page, test it, and then you can see the full receipt, what they order, which item they purchased, and some more information. You can export this table if needed, and that's it. Let's move on to the last page under the receipt tab, which is SKU blacklist. What we can find here is a list of all the items that we don't want to get information for. So under the main dashboard that we saw, we had a place where we can see our top sellers by revenue and by quantity. And let's say, for example, that we do have some items that we don't want to add to the top sellers because it's not relevant for us, such as plastic bags for supermarket. So all we have to do is write the SKU of the product and then edit here, and we won't get any information about this product. Of course, this product needs to be a part of the items that we already have in the system. Now we're moving to the next tab, which is the message center. What we have inside the tab of message center is the notification log. It's a very important place where we can see all the notifications that were sent to our customers by specific type, and we can get information that the customer actually got this SMS. So what we can see here is all the different SMSs that we sent to our customers. Now we see the type for receipt, but we have some more types such as SMS campaign, loyalty link, SMS via API, email campaign, and basically all the types that we have. We can filter it by it. And what we see here is the time that it created and the time we got informed from the provider that the SMS was successfully sent. What we can see in this one is an example where the SMS wasn't sent and we got an error. Why it is important for us to understand that maybe customer tells that he didn't get the SMS. We're looking for his phone number, and then we can see if we have error or that we sent it successfully. The next tab that we're going to talk about is ROPO, Research Online Purchase Offline. We're talking a lot about the customer journey to understand what happened if he saw campaign on Google or TikTok or even Facebook and then decided to go to the physical store and purchase. So the research was online, but the purchase was offline. So we do want to be able to close the loop, understand what was the journey that the customer made, what helped him to create this purchase and to learn from it and to make it work for the next time and for more customers. So the main dashboard that we will see for the ROPO is a little bit understanding for how many of the transactions are ROPO share. It means that customers started online and then decided to purchase offline. And for the revenue, what is the ROPO share? How many of the revenue belongs to customers that started their journey online but then finished it offline? It means that they went to the e-commerce or saw an ad and then at the end decided to go to the physical store and purchase. More information that we can see here is revenue by conversion window, how much time it took them, the customers, between the time that they saw the ad, for example, and then decided to move to the physical store and purchase. Else, we can see ROPO revenue by channel. We have different channels such as referral or paid search, so we can understand how many of the transaction revenue belongs to each channel, and of course to see it by different stores. And in the bottom, we can see a table that shows different campaigns and the ROPO from each one of them. You can see per each one of them the name of the campaign and how much money it brought to the physical store. The next thing will be our site analysis. So under site analysis page, we can see the full journey that the customers been through the e-commerce and then move to the physical store. All we have to do is take the site script that we have here, put it in the e-commerce, and then we collect all the different events, the pages that the customer has been through in the e-commerce, and then at the end, if they decided to create physical purchase, we can close the loop, connect it, and then show the full journey that they've been through. It's a demo, so we're not showing which product page it was, but instead of product, imagine that you see the name of the product, and then you can understand at the end which product these customers saw before moving to the physical store. If you want to drill down a little bit more, we'll move to the customer journey and not just seeing a flow of all the customers, but seeing flow of a specific customer. So all we have to do is choose a customer. Under a real business, you will have a lot of different customers here. And then we can see what this customer saw before purchasing at the store. So we can see which items he saw on the website, and then he saw, for example, a campaign on Facebook, which campaign it was, and then at the end, we can see what he purchased at the physical store. So we can see that he saw specific items, and then at the end decided to purchase just two of them. What they was, because these was the items that he saw under the Facebook ad, or it's just the first item that he saw on the website. A little drill down analysis that helps you to learn a little bit more about your customers. Now we'll move to the social tab. The social tab helps us to connect the different social media to the offline events. Offline events means that it connects to the purchases inside the physical store. So let's say, for example, that I have campaign on Facebook. Facebook already connected to my e-commerce. So for each campaign, we can tell how much money it brought to the e-commerce. But it's not connected to the physical store, right? Because how can we collect all this data? Using the digital receipt, using the phone number or the email of your customers helps us to connect to the different campaigns that we created on Facebook, because we can say that specific phone number, for example, saw an ad, and then after 7 days, he visits the physical store and we send him a digital receipt. So we know that this phone number saw the ad and after 7 days purchased at the physical store. How we do it, we have partnership with Facebook. We're sending them something that called offline events. So we're sending them all the different transactions for different customers, and then we can close the loop and say, okay, this phone number from this list actually saw an ad 7 days ago, 14 days ago, or even more, which ad it was, and then we can tell for each campaign or even ad set how much money it brought, not just to the e-commerce as you already have today, but to the physical store as well. So what we see inside this table is a lot of information that we're already familiar with if we are running campaigns on Facebook. Why? Because we know the name of the campaign, how much money we spend, impression, clicks, e-commerce purchases and transactions, revenue, but we don't have it for the physical store. And this is the most important thing, because without using Weezmo, you have just half picture. But when you have Weezmo, you have the full picture. You have purchases online and offline as well. Let's drill down a little bit more. What we see here is some insights about specific campaign that we ran. We want to understand for which platform it worked better, for Instagram or Facebook. What is the age range that purchased mostly? Gender, some specific ads that we have inside of it. And if we will move to the next one, the next tab, we can see that we have more than one ad. Sometimes we want to use different ads or to just run A/B testing. But what is most important thing here is that we get all the data live. So you run campaign, you want to see the performance for each ad. And then if you see that you have an ad that the performance for this ad are not that good, all you have to do is just to stop the budget for this ad and move it to the one that works the best. So using this offline measurement table, you can learn which ad works the best, change the budget immediately, and make more money, spend less money, and make your performance much better because you are using statistics and information and you're not assuming things. You can move between different tabs as well, like ages, the revenue for online and offline for specific age group or gender, impression, every information that Facebook gives us. Another thing is the create audience page. The create audience page helps us to create audience and send it directly to Facebook or Google or TikTok or whatever you'll decide. And why do we want to use these audience builder? Because we want to make sure that we are spending money and promoting our business to users that these campaigns will be relevant for. Because we can go to Facebook and run shotgun market campaign. I don't know, if I want to sell some shoes, I will take all women between ages 18 till 80, and hopefully it will be relevant for some of them. But I will spend so much money and the conversion rate will be not that good. It will be kind of low because for sure I'm targeting people that this campaign won't be relevant for. But we are offering something else. We are offering you to create audience from people that actually purchase at your store. You know what they purchase, and you can offer them things that might be relevant for them. Because if I want to promote glasses, I will take customers that actually purchase glasses in my store. I will use item category and I will write here glasses or the number of it. I can even use item SKU, which means item code, if it's specific item that I want. I can take all the people that purchase above $300 because the product that I want to promote is an expensive one. Basically, I can choose whatever I want, and I'm choosing it from people that actually purchase at my store. So the conversion rate must be much higher. I can use combination between different rules. I can play with it. I can delete, add more rules, use lookalike. If I don't want to use customer that just purchased at my store, I can choose lookalike. I can change the percentage, and Facebook will take the audience I've created and add more users based on look for people with the same interest in or the same age. And the last thing is our auto-populate audience. This is one of the most important things that helps you not to send and not to promote campaigns for people that this campaign is no longer relevant for. And what do I mean when I say it? Let's say, for example, that I just bought a glasses, and then now business send me that they have 50% off on the glasses that I just bought a day ago. I will feel really bad about it because I just spent 100% of the price and now it has 50% off. So using auto populate helps us to get out the customers that already purchased the product that we want to promote. So we will make sure that we are not spending money on customers that this campaign is not relevant for, and we truly make sure that we'll keep them happy and not telling them that we have 50% off after they purchase something. All we have to do after is click on Analyze and Create, click on Proceed, and then we'll get information about the number of the users that we have under this audience that we just created. If we will click on Create, the only thing that will happen is that we will find this audience in Facebook. We don't need to export a table. We don't need to go to Facebook and then import this table. Everything works automatically. Go to Facebook, you will see the audience that you just created. The next thing we'll discuss about is our marketing automation world. So these two tabs refers to the marketing automation platform that we have inside our system. And why do we have this marketing automation platform? Because when you will run campaigns, you won't get any information just about how many people got this campaign or how many people clicked the banner or clicked the link inside of the SMS. You will know how much money it brought to your store, which product those customers purchased at your store, under which branches it worked the best, and get all the analytics you need to know, not just the regular information that you get in other marketing automation platforms. So let's dive in. The first thing is the contacts tab, where we can see all our contacts as a one list, or to see it as a separated list under the list that we upload to the system. And of course, our unsubscribers, which is very important. So let's start by contacts. What we can see in this page is all the contacts that we have. We have pagination here. You can search for contacts or even filter by some of them and use some customized columns if you have some, so you can arrange it and see it the way you want. You have quick unsubscribe from here, so you can click on it and unsubscribe manually a customer from the system. If you would click on the eye icon, you can see the activity log, when he was subscribed or unsubscribed, if he got an SMS or email campaign, when it was, all the information you need, and you can edit it. You can add some field, you can change the consent and save it if needed. Now we will move to the list. We have different options to add lists. We can upload a list, create custom lists using rules, and upload an unsubscribe list. If you're uploading a list, we have a sample here that is a must, and then on top of it we can add some different columns, which is okay. After uploading our file, we'll have a short mapping to make sure that we insert all the columns correct, and we can create the list. If we don't want to upload a list and we want to create lists from an existing contact that we have in the system, we'll click on custom list, and all we have to do is to add some rules. So I want to take all of the contacts that has SMS consent in the last 24 months that purchased in a specific branch. So for example, the branch ID equal branch A. I can use more than one branch branch A, branch B, and branch F. So in case like this, I will take all the customers that purchased in one of these three branches and has SMS consent. All I have to do is give list name, click analyze and create, and then that's it. If I will click on one of these lists, I can see all the contacts inside of it. I can see the source type. I can download it, the unsubscribers. Important as well. We have the ability to resubscribe from here or to search for a contact that was unsubscribed in order to get some information if needed. The next thing will be our marketing tab, where we create all the magic: SMS campaign, email campaigns, and landing pages. So let's start by SMS campaigns. When we click on this page, the first thing that we will see is the table of all the different campaigns that we have with the different statuses, because some of them might be completed, some of them might be scheduled to future time, some of them might be draft. And for each one of them, we can get some information about how many users it was sent, how many received, click and click rate, and unsubscribe. On any time we click on the show preview and see what was the SMS content, we can duplicate specific campaign and we can create a new one. In case we decided to create a new one, we click on new campaign, we give it a name, choose who we want to send it to, and in case we want to make sure that some of the people won't get it, we can click on do not send to and exclude some of the lists. On any time you can choose select all and you will have it that way, or unselect all and then we will move all of them. Inside the content, you can write whatever you want. Just make sure that before even typing something, you will have unsubscribe here and then unsubscribe link. Unsubscribe is a must. It doesn't matter if you will do it by an SMS to a specific number or by click on a link, but it's a must. So just so you know that you can change unsubscribe line here, you can click on it, you will move to the settings page and you can decide if you want to use your own unsubscribe link, change the unsubscribe line. Instead of unsubscribe here, it can be click here to unsubscribe. You can decide what to do with it, just so you know that you have the ability to not use it at all, but we are not suggesting this option. Here you can write whatever you want. This is my first campaign. And you can use some properties such as first name, last name, coupon codes. So instead of just hi, I will have hi first name. In here we will see like John, not a real name. This is my first campaign and get a coupon code. And we can add some coupon code if you want to. Remember, we uploaded coupon list before and now we can use it here. After doing it, we can add some emojis if you want to. We can decide if you want to send it now or schedule it. If we decided to schedule it, we have specific hours and dates. We can use the campaign performance tracking. It means that maybe you send the campaign today for a sale, like a weekend sale, but you send it on Sunday. You don't want to measure purchases in the middle of the week. You want to measure the campaign's performance just on the weekend. So you can change the date and say, I want to start measure all the different transactions just for the weekend. No worries, you can do it even after publishing the campaign, so it's not a must. On any time you can send yourself demo. All you have to do is choose country and then write your phone number. It's a good thing to do to send it to your phone to see that everything looks fine before publishing it. So it's the best thing to do to send yourself a test before just publish it. After you fill everything, you will have the ability to click on send or to save. Now I can't save it because I didn't fill all the necessary fields. But if you don't want to publish it yet, you can just click on save and it will appear as a draft in the campaigns table, such as this. You can go back to it, do whatever you need, and then send it. Let's move on to the next one, which is email campaigns. So the table looks the same. And if you click on create new, you can choose any template. You can use the editor in order to change or play with it, add whatever you want. Under the settings, the same as the SMS campaign, you write the campaign name, you write subject line and preview line, decide who you want to send it to, choose if you want to send it or schedule. campaign performance tracking not required, and to send yourself a test as well. You will have a summary to see everything, and then you will be able to launch it. Our landing pages editor is such as the email campaign editor. Let's create a new one. I will click on it. The same editor, the only thing that changed is the settings, because we're not sending it to someone. We need to give a page title, and we can decide if we want to have published and unpublished date. So let's say, for example, that this page includes coupon code just for the weekend. So after the weekend, we can decide that this page will no longer be available. So at the 18th, this page will be unpublished. So if someone will click on the link, the page will be unavailable anymore. So we talked about how to create these campaigns, but I want to talk about what information we can get from these campaigns. So if we click on one of the completed campaigns, we will see a dashboard. Under this dashboard, as I said before, we can see some of the KPIs that we are already familiar with. How many people received the SMS, how many clicked of them, and how many decide to unsubscribe. By the way, it's clickable because if you will click on it, you will see the unsubscribers from this specific campaign. Because it's a demo, we won't see any real information here. But more than that, we don't want to see just numbers of how many got it. I want to see and understand how many people decided to purchase because of this campaign. What are the income that belongs to this campaign, and to divide it to online and offline in case I have e-commerce as well. So what I can see here is the number of unique purchases, purchases count, and income as well. We can see the funnel to how many people we send it, how many received, how many clicked, and how many purchased after they clicked on the banner or the link. We can see conversion window, top purchase item, and top purchase stores. You can always search for a specific item code by name, by SKU, by item code, whatever you will decide. But if you, for example, promoted specific chocolate and it not appears in the top 5, it's okay. You can look for it and then understand how many transactions included this chocolate that you're looking for. If we move to the analytics tab, we have some more information. We want to understand if we change the customer behavior before and after this campaign. So what we see here is a graph that shows all the customers that got this campaign and their number of purchases before and after getting this campaign. If you want to be more specific and you promoted specific chocolate, filter by this specific chocolate, and then you will be able to see how many of them purchased chocolate before this campaign and how many of them purchased after. You can choose any date range that you would like, and it will divide it before and after sending this campaign. More than this, purchase behavior. So you have here some information about it. So new customers are customers from the group that we send the SMS to that didn't purchase the item or didn't purchase anything before sending the campaign, but they purchased after. We have the repeat. It means that they purchased the same number of purchases. It means that they purchased 2 times before the campaign, 2 times after the campaign. And the increase means that they purchased more times after we send them the campaign. And campaign impact ratio. So let's say, for example, that I filtered by this chocolate that I was promoted. I can see how many carts, how many transactions includes this chocolate, belongs to people that got the campaign and people that didn't get the campaign. If you go to the next tab, we can see the content, when people actually open the SMS or the email, by the way, and how many clicks we have for each one of the links, unique clicks and total clicks. We can see to which list we send this SMS to, and invalid numbers are numbers, unreal numbers, invalid numbers that got the SMS. So this is a short dive into our marketing automation platform. And the last thing that I would like to talk about is our account settings page. So we do want you to be able to manage everything by your own. So if you decided to change some information about your business, if you want to change the logo, if you want to change the SMS that appears when you send the digital receipt via SMS or via email, you can change each one of them. You have the ability to create personalized receipts. So let's say, for example, that all the customers that purchase in branch A will get a different SMS content than a loyalty members that will get a different content, which include a coupon code as well. So it's your decision How would you like to do it? You can keep it simple and have the same SMS with digital receipts to all of your customers, or to personalize it. By the way, if you want to get some more information about it as well, you can click on our Help Scout and just read some articles and explanation about how to do it. We have all the properties for SMS and email campaigns. If you remember, I said that if you would like to change the unsubscribe line to use it using SMS, or to delete unsubscribe line at all, you can do it from here. And of course, permissions. If you would like to add some users to Weezmo's back office, all you have to do is to click on New, put the email, and choose any role. Say, for example, that I chose branch manager because I want these users to be able to resend receipts. So I will give them ability to click on receipt log, but on any time I can add them some more options, such as I want them to be able to see, edit, and publish forms data. The moment I change the original permission, it will appear as modified. So I will know that I took branch manager, but I did some changes. You can see all the existing permissions, all the existing roles that you have. You can lock users, make them active again, delete them, decide whatever you want. Business settings allows you to change names of stores or point of sale, or run some changes if needed. And billing shows for each month how many SMSs we sent, email, how much do we pay per SMS, if we have some limitations, if we use marketing automation, etc., etc. And audit, which is very important. If someone ran changes, you can tell which user ran any changes, what was the old version and the new version of the field that was changed. And that's it. This was a really quick demo where we talked about everything that we offer in the system. But if you would like to get some more information, really dive in, use our Help Scout, see some more of our videos, and get some more information. And in any case, if this one didn't work, then just connect us. Have a great day. Thank you for watching our demo.